Right, we're continuing day 26 to fall in love with the land of Israel. We're continuing the book Tuv Haaretz, the goodness, the best of the land, from Rabbi Natan Shapira Zatzal, with the commentary from Rabbi David Slavin. Chapter 7, part 2. A person, last time we spoke about a person who goes outside of Israel and the different klipos, the different shells that happens when you leave Eretz Israel. And now we're speaking about what happens to someone who ascends from Chutz La'aretz to Eretz Israel. So he says like that: the person who ascends from Chutz La'aretz to Eretz Israel, yet intends to go back, experiences the following spiritual changes. Upon reaching the outer side of the ladder, he is divested of all his klipos, negative barriers. He only enters with his nefesh of Asiya, yet he cannot receive the nefesh of Yetzirah. This is why he must observe all the holy days as they are kept abroad. So that's why, even though he's in Israel, he still has to keep 2 days of Yom Tov. Now we understand better why the 1 day and 2 days of Yom Tov, all that has to do with the not being completely connected to the Kedusha of Israel, and therefore it's like we need an extra boost. Rav Chaim Vital wrote that he who is born in Eretz Israel has his nefesh, ruach, neshama from the angel Matat, or Matatron. Yet when they leave Eretz Israel, they are enclosed by a garment of the angel Sandalphon. Okay, the shell that surrounds him is like that of an almond. The green soft layer representing Rachav, and the inner harder shell symbolizing Samael. The wood-like substance inside the shell represents the shell of the Tumuros, opposition. The thin shell of the almond, the bran that is attached to the food, is pure. It is from Sandalphon. This is the garment that he is enclosed with upon leaving towards Chutz La'aretz. Despite the fact that the shells of the klipos don't defile the nefesh of Sandalphon except by means of direct contact, as in the case of earthenware vessel, if he returns, then they are removed from him. To this is what King David hinted at when he wrote the 3 times they surrounded me, that we say in Tehillim, Sebabuni gam sebabuni b'shem Hashem kiamilam. They surround me, and in the name of Hashem I smite them down. Only the thin bran is not removed upon his return. So who is born outside of Eretz Israel, like most of us, is given his nefesh ruach neshama from the realm of Sandalphon. If he subsequently comes to live in Eretz Israel, then he's given a nefesh ruach neshama from the aspect of Matat. So if you move to Eretz Israel, you're given almost basically the same neshama as someone who was born there. It's pretty powerful. So someone should try to want to be born there, because that's pretty powerful. Anyway, so now, yet the nefesh ruach neshama from Sandalphon doesn't leave him and remains as a garment for his nefesh ruach neshama of Matat. So he's still affected a little bit. It's almost like someone who converts to Judaism, even though he received a new neshama, he still has a certain level where he has to deal to some level with the past of when he grew up. But when he was a non-Jew, he has to work on fixing whatever affected him before, whatever he did to some degree. So meaning that we're always affected by our past from wherever we start. Even though we change and we convert, we remarry, all that. There's still something from the past. Not everything disappears completely. On the very evening of his arrival, so what happened on the very evening of his arrival in Eretz Israel, while he lays down to sleep, the angels remove the Nefesh Ruach Neshama that he brought with him and immerse it in the Dinor River. When they return his Neshama in the morning, he's given the new Nefesh Ruach Neshama from Matat that is enclosed in the Nefesh Ruach Neshama of Sandalphon. We must delve into this seemingly strange addition, resulting in the new immigrant having two Nefesh Ruach Neshamas, while the person born in and bred in Eretz Israel only has one. The answer is simply that what caused him to make the move to Eretz Israel, right? His Nefesh Ruach Neshama of Sandalphon, which is his Nefesh Ruach Neshama of Sandalphon. Therefore, we treat her with goodness and allow her to remain attached to his new Nefesh Ruach Neshama as a robe to a body. It's like, you this is who you were before, so you take that, it's like, it becomes like a pin, like a medal of who you were before, and look who I was before, and now I upgraded, so you don't forget who brought you there. You're the side of you that wanted to go there. Therefore, we value every little part of ourselves, our previous life, that is like someone who converts to Judaism. He still has to respect his father and mother, his non-Jewish father and mother, biological ones. It's not the same mitzvah of Kibbud Avim, but he still has a certain degree of obligation. I mean, we don't forget that would be immoral and not right to honor and respect the people that brought us into the world. This also permits that Nefesh Ruach Neshama to be elevated together with the Nefesh Ruach Neshama of Matat. In my impoverished opinion, that seems to be the intention of the sages in Tubot 75a, when they taught, and to Zion it shall be said, man after man was born in her. Abai explained this verse. One of them, the Jews from Eretz Israel, is worth two of us Jews in the diaspora. That is true based upon the fact that regarding a person dwelling in Eretz Israel, his Nefesh Ruach Neshama is from Yetzirah, which is the second level up, like double. Whereas the Nefesh Ruach Neshama of he who dwells Chutz La'aretz, outside of the land, is from Asiyah, which is on the first level bottom. Therefore, a person from Eretz Israel is worth two, for he is from the second world. Yet the sages continue. He has Asiyah and Yetzirah, not just Asiyah. Yet the sages continue. Rava said, if one of us goes up to Eretz Israel, then he's worth two of them. It seems to be so, for he not only remains with his Nefesh Ruach Neshama from Asiyah, he also received a Nefesh Ruach Neshama from Yetzirah. And that very Nefesh Ruach Neshama of Asiyah enabled him to receive the Nefesh Ruach Neshama of Yetzirah. Therefore, his Nefesh Ruach Neshama is double, and therefore worth two of them, which meaning the Jews from Eretz Israel. With that, we can understand the continuation of the Talmud. For Rav Yirmiyah, while he was here in Babylon, he couldn't understand what the rabbis were saying. Yet, when he ascended to Eretz Israel and started to understand, he said that the Babylonians are stupid. Meaning that we, outside of the land of Israel, we think we understand the Torah, we think we understand a certain a level, and we understand it to a certain degree, but it's not the same level as someone who lives in Israel. Someone who learns in Israel has a connection, a ruach, a spirit, a consciousness, a neshama that gives him an understanding, a clarity, a chokhmah binadaz that is beyond the one that is here, and therefore he will be on a level that he cannot achieve outside of the land of Israel. And that's the famous story of I don't know if it's Rav Yirmiyah, but that famous sage who went to Eretz Israel, and he to learn the Talmud Yerushalmi, he had to forget all the Talmud Bavli first. Not that we reject the Talmud Bavli. The Talmud Bavli is a Talmud from Galus and necessary for Galus, but Talmud Yerushalmi is a whole different way how to understand things and to learn to learn Torah Sheba'al Peh, understand Torah Sheba'al Peh. So let's return to the previous topic. When he who is born abroad and ascends to live in Eretz Israel permanently reaches the ladder, he's the Sulam Haliyah. He is divested of all the aforementioned klipot. Meaning when he did, that's all of us who make Aliyah, this is what happened. You are divested from all the aforementioned klipot. He only enters Israel with his nefesh from the world of Yetzirah. That nefesh gets covered with his newly cleansed nefesh of Asiyah as a sword fits into its sheath. I think that's how you say it. If for some reason that person decides to leave Eretz Israel permanently, he must leave behind his new soul of Yetzirah in Eretz Israel. Rather, he takes with him his old nefesh of Asiyah, which gets enclosed by the klipos in the same fashion mentioned above. So we see that we're talking about, how powerful just living in the land of Israel is, and how it affects us, and how we should want to go there. And I always encourage people to move there, but to even just go there at least once a year with the intention, little by little, to get ready, to settle, to prepare. We have to understand how world-changing it is to live there. Yes, it's extremely hard, but all the great things come through hardship. So may we all be able to have the courage, the strength, the desire, the love to move to Eretz Israel and in our lifetime. B'mirav Yaminu. Amen.